Penguin Audio presents Storm Prey, written by John Sandford, read by Richard Ferrone. Chapter 1. 3 of them, hard men carrying nylon bags, wearing work jackets, Carhartts and Levi's, all of them with facial hair. They walked across the parking structure to the steel security door, heads swiveling, checking the corners and the overheads, steam flowing from their mouths into the icy air, one of the men on a cell phone. As they got to the door, it popped open, and a 4th man, who'd been on the other end of the cell phone call, let them through. The 4th man was tall and thin, dark-complected, with a black brush mustache. He wore a knee-length black raincoat that he'd bought at a Goodwill store 2 days earlier, and black pants. He scanned the parking structure, saw nothing moving, pulled the door shut, made sure of the lock. "This way," he snapped. Inside they moved fast, reducing their exposure should someone unexpectedly come along. No one should at the ass end of the hospital at 15 minutes after 5 o'clock on a bitterly cold winter morning. They threaded through a maze of service corridors until the tall man said, "Here." Here was a storage closet. He opened it with a key. Inside, a pile of blue double extra-large orderly uniforms sat on a medical cart. The hard men dumped their coats on the floor and pulled the uniforms over their street clothes. Not a big disguise, but they weren't meant to be seen close up, just enough to slip past a video camera. One of them, the biggest one, hopped up on the cart, lay down, and said, "Look, I'm dead," and laughed at his joke. The tall man could smell the bourbon on the joker's breath. "Shut the fuck up," said one of the others, but not in an unkindly way. The tall man said, "Don't be stupid," and there was nothing kind in his voice. When they were ready, they looked at each other, and the tall man pulled a white cotton blanket over the man on the cart, and one of the men said, "Let's do it." "Check yourself." "We don't hurt anyone," the tall man said. The sentiment reflected not compassion, but calculation. Robbery got X amount of attention, injuries got X cubed. Yeah, one of the men pulled a semi-automatic pistol from his belt, a heavy blued, no-bullshit Beretta, stolen from the Army National Guard in Milwaukee, checked it, stuck it back in his belt. He said, "Okay, everybody got his mask? Okay, let's go." They stuffed the ski masks into their belts, and 2 hard men pushed the cart into the corridor. The tall man led them farther through the narrow, tiled hallways, then said, "Here's the camera." The 2 men pushing the cart turned sideways as the tall man told them to, and went through a cross corridor. A security camera peered down the hall at them. If a guard happened to be looking at the monitor at that moment, he would have seen only the backs of 2 orderlies and a lump on the cart. The tall man in the raincoat scrambled along on his hands and knees on the far side of the cart. The big man on the cart, looking at the ceiling tiles go by, giggled. "It's like riding a tilt-a-whirl." When they were out of the camera's sight line, the tall man stood up and led them deeper into the hospital. The 3 outsiders would never have found the way by themselves. After 2 minutes, the tall man handed one of the outsiders a key, indicated a yellow steel door with no identification. "This is it?" The leader of the 3 was skeptical. The door looked like nothing. "Yes," said the tall man. "This is the side door. When you go in, you'll be right among them, 1 or 2. The front door and service window is closed until 6. I'll be around the corner until you call, watching." He'd be around the corner where he could slip out of sight if something went wrong. The other man nodded, asked, "Everybody ready?" The other 2 muttered, "Yeah." Tense now. Pulled on the masks, took their pistols out. The leader put the key in the lock and yanked open the door.
"Sample complete. Ready to continue?"